Hey, what's up, guys? Spencer Rhodes here. If you read the Walking Dead comics, if you are up to date with the story and everything, if you've read the entire comic series, maybe the last third of it, where the Whisperers are introduced and everything, then you know about Carl's storyline and his relationship with Lydia and how he connects with the Whisperers and how that kind of gets tied into what leads up to the heads being on spikes and the border and the 12 characters that get killed. And Carl is still in a romantic relationship with Lydia right now. He basically falls in love with her once he spends some time with her. At first she gets captured and taken to Alexandria, but the problem with that is that Carl is dead. He's not like Rick or Maggie where there's still a chance that he could come back, or Morgan or Dwight. Carl is dead. Carl is completely dead. So if they're going to do that storyline with Lydia, they have to do it with a different character. And we know that the Whisperers are just on the horizon. We've gotten some little hints about them in episode 6. It looks like in the episode 7 promo that they're going to be causing some problems for the characters. Even if we don't necessarily see the Whisperers in episode 7, we're going to get more hints about them. We're going to see them cause more problems for the other characters. And who knows, we could see Beta, Alpha, Lydia. But we know that Lydia, Alpha, and Beta will be in the show. They will be in this season, at least in the second half, and possibly in the first half of the season. There's 2 episodes left, so it's possible. We know who the actors are that are playing them, so it's basically a given that we're going to get Lydia, and I suspect that we're going to get something similar to Lydia's storyline. Now, in the comics, Jesus fights her, and he ends up taking her to Alexandria, and then she and Carl start to be in a relationship, and then Carl falls in love with her, and they sleep together a lot, and he's still in a relationship with her, but it's kind of turning into a love triangle with Sophia, but she's dead too in the show, so I guess Lydia doesn't have to worry about that one. But some people are speculating as to how they will change the character that connects with Lydia, because a lot of people think that we're still going to have a character that's, even if it's not romantic, it's going to be a young character close to Lydia's age that has been on the show for several seasons, that will care about her, and that'll kind of cause some problems, and she will end up separating from the Whisperers and not wanting to be a Whisperer. And Alpha lets her go because there's a part of her that believes that this is the best thing to do for her daughter, is let her be with normal people, because Alpha has this cold exterior, but deep, deep down she wants her daughter to be alive and safe, and she allows her to be at Alexandria where she thinks she belongs, and Lydia thinks she belongs there eventually. So the question is, who is that character going to be that has a friendship or a romantic relationship with Lydia? There's basically 2 options. There's Enid and Henry. Now with Enid, I think they would just be like friends, and Enid would connect with her because they're both teenage girls. I don't know how old Enid is. I think Enid could be in her early 20s. If there's like a 6-year time jump, then she'd be like, what, 21 or something? I don't know. I mean, what they did with Carl, where it was like 2 years and he went from looking like he was 10 years old to looking like he was 20 years old, like, they don't care about that shit. So I don't know how old Enid is. She could be close to Lydia's age. I think the actress that played Lydia is like 16 or 17 or something. So the actress that played Enid is just like a year or 2 older than her. So the only problem is, like I said, the 6-year time jump. So Enid might be older than Lydia at that point. But, I mean, even then, I guess they could become friends. I guess they could bond, because Enid really isn't close to anyone right now. I mean, all the characters that she was close to, they've either left the show or they died. She was close to Carl, she was close to Sasha, she was close to Maggie, but none of them are in the show right now. So I don't know, like, who else Enid is really close friends with. Having her be the one that connects with Lydia could make sense, but the one I think it's going to be is Henry. I think it'll be Henry, and I think Henry will be romantically involved with Lydia. I think Henry and Lydia will have feelings for each other, and they will fall in love, and it'll be just like Comic Carl. Because honestly, I think that Henry is Comic Carl. I think that they're taking a lot of the material from Comic Carl and they're giving it to Henry. Not the parts where he's talking to Negan, because Henry doesn't really give a shit about Negan, but he could be the one that falls in love with Lydia. He can sort of do some of the storylines that Comic Carl does in the future. But I mean, it's not going to be that hard, because honestly, in the comics, Carl hasn't done too much lately. He might do some things later on, like if there's going to be another war at the Commonwealth. Like if there's going to be a war at the Commonwealth, Carl might play a big role in that, but for the most part, he's just slept with Lydia and chilled out at Hilltop. Like, he hasn't done too much lately. So, eventually, adapting Carl's comic story and trying to give it to another character won't be that difficult. But right now, they're at a very vital point where they have to figure out what to do with the Lydia storyline. Since they don't have Carl, it has to be a different character. So I think it'll be Henry. I think Henry will fall in love with Lydia, and they'll be together, and that will be how he gets some of Comic Carl's story, and then some of Comic Carl's story just won't be adapted at all, because, I mean, Rick's gone, Andrea's dead. Just a lot of the things that Comic Carl connects to just aren't even going to be in the show, so I don't think it'll be too difficult. But I do think that Henry will be the one to connect with Lydia, and they'll be in a romantic relationship, and that might last a couple of seasons. I mean, Carl and Lydia are still together in the comics right now, and they're on issue 185, so Henry and Lydia could be in a relationship for several seasons. And I suspect that Ezekiel will get his comic death. And Ezekiel is obviously like sort of pretty much a father to Henry, and if Ezekiel is one of the heads on spikes, that's really going to upset Henry, and Lydia will she might try to take advantage of that and comfort him, because Lydia is a little manipulative in the comics, like just a little bit. She's kind of got like a dark streak to her. And so if Ezekiel gets his comic death, that might bring Henry and Lydia even closer together, because Henry will be grieving over his dad's death. And then there will be Carol, who's sort of like the realistic, she's just like, I don't know about this Lydia person. I mean, do what makes you happy, but, I don't know. Like, I don't trust her. And, Carol will be even more hardened by Ezekiel's death, because that's her husband. And, she might even be twisted in a way, because she hates the Whisperers. She hates the mother of the person that her son is dating. The mother of the person that her son is dating killed her husband. Like, that's some messed up shit. Like, that's a mouthful. But that's exactly what would happen, because Alpha is the one that led that attack. She's the one that had those 12 people decapitated. She's the one that gave that order. So, there's going to be that part of Carol that might even be angry at Lydia, but I don't think she's going to be, like, blinded by rage and think it's Lydia's fault, because it's really not. Like, Lydia's going to be, like, 16 years old. She's just this kid, and her mother is the one that's the leader of the Whisperers. So, I think there will be some drama with Carol and Lydia, and Carol's going to have some problems with Lydia, but it's just going to kind of be like this nagging kind of grumpy thing, like, look, Henry, do what makes you happy. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I just be careful. I don't quite trust her, like that type of shit, because she is Carol. Like, she's very realistic and like sees through things and can tell when something's going wrong. So she might have some problems with Lydia. But yeah, as for Carl's comic storyline, I think the Lydia stuff will go to Henry. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day, so please hit that subscribe button. Right now we are at 183 subscribers. My goal is to get to 200 in the next few weeks, so we are just 17 away. 17 subscribers away. So I hope we keep getting subscribers. Keep up the good work, guys. Let's continue to grow this community. Anyway, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.